Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this we completed, and energy flow, and we already completed the food chain. Now, the food chain is not always a single food chain. For example, there is a corn plant, there is a flowering plant, lavenders, mangoes, all these are producers, means all plants are producers. So food chain is not like a single food chain, like grasshopper will always feed on corn, frog will always feed on grasshopper, and snake will always feed on frog. It's not like that. All the food chain are merged into one another, and this is known as web because it's forming a kind of web. For example, a butterfly will take the nectar from any flowering plant and from lavender also. So many plants butterfly is feeding on, and butterfly will be the food for frog and as well as dragonfly. Now the frog will be food for snake also and some bird also. Similarly, dragonfly will be food for frog also and any bird also. So all the food chain are merged into one another in an ecosystem, and this is known as food web. Interconnection of food chain are known as food web. Okay, now some important things we will cover. Trop, trophic level. So trophic level is like it is used to express the food chain. For example, a specific place of organism in the food chain is known as their trophic level. In which position the animal belongs in a food chain is known as trophic level. So we already know primary producer, and on primary producer, primary consumer uh, uh, will feed on and will take their food from primary producer. So primary consumer will be carnivorous animal or herbivorous animal.
Herbivore.
Herbivorous animal. Next, on primary consumer, secondary consumer will feed. So it will be primary carnivores, and tertiary consumer will be secondary carnivores because it is feeding on primary carnivores animal. So all these, to express all these, there is a particular system, and this system is known as trophic level, the specific place of organism in the food chain, and we call it as trophic level. So first trophic level will always be for primary producer. Second trophic level will always be for primary consumer. Third trophic level will always be for secondary consumer, and fourth trophic level will always be for tertiary consumer. So let's take example of two food chain, two most famous food chain, and this we will cover all. Just a minute. Now see, two most important food chain we will take. Aquatic food chain. So aquatic food chain, who will be primary producer as I told you?
Herbivore.
Uh, not herbivores, phytoplankton. These are a kind of algae. These are producing food with the help of sunlight. These are generating oxygen in the ocean in the aquatic bodies. Phytoplankton. So on phytoplankton, the herbivores will take their food from phytoplankton, and these are known as zooplankton. So these are small microorganisms that feed on these phytoplankton, not microorganism, but very small organism. Next, on zooplankton, small fishes will take their food, and on small fishes, large fishes will feed on. So this is a aquatic food uh, food chain. Just remember this, phytoplankton will always be producers. Just like we have plants in our land, ocean have phytoplankton, small algae, very small algae, but these are huge in number. Okay, am I
Sir,
audible? Yeah.
yes, sir, you are audible. Sir, can you give example? Zooplankton, phytoplankton, I can understood, and the rest all I can understand. But zooplankton, can you give example?
Zooplankton means, for example, in land we have several insects that feed on plants. For example, grasshopper, butterfly, and many more insects which are which feed on plants. So in ocean also small insect like organism, very small organism that feed on those phytoplanktons are known as zooplankton.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, so this will be always producer. This will be
Prime consumer.
primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. And if we will write with tropic level, this will be first tropic level, second tropic level, third tropic level, and fourth tropic level. So if we will draw with help of tropic level, it will be like this. First tropic level, second tropic level, third tropic level, and fourth tropic level. So phytoplankton, zooplankton, small fishes, large fishes, we can explain it like this. Now, very important thing, Linman 10% law. Linman 10% law. This law explains that, like, first there will be plants, then some deers will be feeding on that plant, and tiger, for example, feeding on deer. So Linman 10% law is, in a tropic level, if a tropic level is receiving 100% of energy, if in a tropic level 100% of energy is there, 90% energy it will use for himself, and only 10% energy will flow to higher level. It's little complicated to understand, but uh, like for example plants, I told you they also need some food in the night, and they also like do respiration in the night. So if plant produce 1,000 joule of energy from sunlight, so from this 1,000 joule, plant will use 90% energy by itself for its existence, for its survival. So 90% means 900 joule plant will use, and only 10% of this will be passed to next tropic level. So deer can only receive 100 joule of energy from plants. Next, of this 100 joule, 90% energy deer will be using throughout their lifetime for various tasks, for running here and there, for digestion of food, for respiration, for reproduction. Only 10% of energy will be transferred to next tropic level. Whenever a tiger will kill a deer, he will only take the 10% of energy from that. The whole energy the deer took from plant throughout its lifetime, the tiger will take only 10% of the energy. So this energy will be how much joule?
Okay.
10 joule. So Lindemann 10% law is whenever we go in higher tropic level, only 10% of energy is available. So that's why uh, it is always recommend to be a vegetarian from ecological point of view. Those people who are not knowing ecology, those people who are not knowing this law will say, like, we should also eat animal so that we are utilizing them. Because if everyone will be herbivores, sorry, if everyone will be vegetarian, then the food shortage will be there. But it's not like that. If everyone will be vegetarian, you are directly feeding on plants, so 10% energy will directly come to you. But if you are a non-vegetarian, any animal, for example goat is there, or any other animal, then you are taking energy from that animal, and it will reduce more. So it's always good to be a vegetarian from ecological point of view also. And from humanitarian point of view, it's always there. So Lindemann 10% law is 90% energy a organism will use itself, only 10% will reach to higher level. Next, ecological pyramid. So we have three type of ecological pyramid, and this is very, very important. Just a minute. So pyramid of energy, biomass, and pyramid of numbers. So how to draw a pyramid? As I already told you, in pyramid, on the basis of number, we draw the boxes. For example, three things are there: X, Y, and Z. If X is 10, means minimum, Y is 50, it's median, and Z is maximum 100. So we are going to draw a pyramid, then it will be like this. X is minimum, so the box will be smallest. Y will be greater than X, and Z will be maximum in the 3. So this is how we draw a pyramid. So similar pyramid we need to draw in the food chain also. I already told you the lowermost will be producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. So let's draw the pyramid. First is pyramid of number. So first we need to just apply some common sense. So what are the producers in two ecosystem we will talk about. Now we are talking about forest ecosystem. So in forest ecosystem, who are producers? Plants,
The first to be from trees.
plants and trees. Who will be our primary consumers? Deers or any other herbivores, animals. Next, who will be secondary consumers? Lion or any other carnivores.
Tiger.
The above that also, lion will also be in the other category if lion is feeding on some other carnivores, like for example, wolf is there and lion is feeding on some wolf, then lion will be in the next category also. Now, numbers. So, which of them will have highest number?
In terms of
Plants?
energy, sir.
No, no, just numbers. Plant will have highest number, no? Everywhere there is plant in the forest.
Yes,
Plant
sir.
will have highest number. Other than plant, then deers, sorry. Herbivores animal will have number less than deers. Sorry, plants. So deer I will write here. Next, if we will talk about carnivores, those are feeding on this deer, it will be little less. For example, wolf will be there, some hyena or uh, some small carnivores, including lion, will be there. And in the topmost category, the highest carnivores, lions or tiger, they will be lowest in number. So this is our pyramid of number. Plants will be maximum, then deer will be slightly less than plant, then primary carnivores will be less than deers, and the secondary carnivores will be lowest in numbers. We are talking about numbers. So this pyramid, as you can see, this is conical structure and we call it as upright pyramid. This is upright pyramid. As you can see, it's conical structure, it's upright pyramid. Next. Now, just imagine a situation, birds living on a tree, surviving on a tree. So this question they usually ask in exam, birds living on a tree. So here, if we will draw a structure for this, so tree will be only one. And the birds feeding on the tree, those will be many. Okay, so this is producer, for example, tree, and these are birds. You understood this pyramid?
Yes, sir. Means plant is one, but birds are living more. That's why birds numbers are
Birds,
here
birds
showing
feeding
means
on the tree are
upside.
many. Yeah, birds feeding on the tree are many. So numbers are important plant. We will draw like this. So these pyramid are known as inverted pyramid. These pyramid are known as inverted pyramid. So in most of the ecosystem, the pyramid of number will be always upright. For example, in aquatic ecosystem also, phytoplanktons are in crores, are in very much number. Then zooplankton means those small insect like organisms that are feeding on phytoplankton, they will be little less. Small fishes will be little less than zooplankton, and large fishes like shark, dolphin, or whales, they are very little in number. So it's always upright, but in some places like birds living on a tree, it will be inverted. And there is one food chain where pyramid of number is always inverted. Can you guess that?
So is it like what we follow? Like we are taking energy from plants, then plants to these small organisms, and then
No,
we
no,
are
we
also
are
eating
also in the
plants.
uh, no, we are also in that upright position because we are eating many plants now, and humans are less. Plants are many. Like if you go in agriculture field, lots of plants will be there, and a family of four will be feeding on those plants. So it's always upright for us also. Okay, just think of parasite food chain. Parasite, as I told you, small, weak organism are living inside a huge organism that is known as host. So host will be one. For example, you are alone, and if someone have typhoid or malaria, lots of malaria protozoa will be inside that human. So parasite food chain will always be inverted. There will be one host, and within that host, there will be lots of primary consumer or lots of parasite feeding on the host. Understood?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Next, pyramid of energy. Sorry, pyramid of biomass. So biomass means weight. In a tropic level, how much kg of weight is there? So just come to this. So who among these organisms will have maximum weight? If you talk about biomass,
Lion.
if we talk about weight, no, plants will have, because lion can have more weight, but plants are large in number. So you have to talk about the uh, we can say like weight of all the organism in a tropic level. So weight of all the plants will be very much more than weight of all the lions, because plants are very much in number. So weight of
Yes, sir.
plants will be, then weight of herbivores will be less than plant but more than carnivores. Now you can say weight of lion is more than deer, but deers are very large in number. So their uh, integrated weight or their joint weight will be more than joint weight of lion. So pyramid of biomass will always be upright for a forest ecosystem. But if we will talk about pyramid of biomass in ocean, two three things are they usually ask in exam, which is like contradiction. First contradiction is this: parasitic food chain or birds living in a tree. It's inverted. Second, pyramid of biomass. For example, zooplankton. Even they are crores in number, their weight is very less. For example, one zooplankton will weigh 1,000 part of a gram, very, very less weight. So they have lowest weight. Zooplankton, they have weight more than these phytoplankton, but they are also very light. Next, small fishes and large fishes. So pyramid of biomass, pyramid of weight will always be inverted in an ecosystem. Which ecosystem? Aquatic ecosystem. Next, pyramid of energy. So in which ecosystem pyramid of energy will be inverted?
In forest ecosystem. Sorry. Inverted you are asking me, sir.
In which
Yes, sir.
ecosystem pyramid of energy inverted? Okay, just
That
think
we
about
known
it.
as
Can pyramid
law.
okay, just
Sir, your
think
voice
about
is
this. Can pyramid of energy okay for everyone voice is not clear.
Now it's clear. Before it was breaking. So
Okay. Okay. So for which ecosystem I'm asking pyramid of energy will be inverted and or can pyramid of energy be in negative?
yes, we can take that forest ecosystem means plants are getting more energy.
Plants are getting more energy than fruits will be getting
Then
little
bears
less
are
energy.
getting
It will be
yes,
it will always be upright. Now see, pyramid
upright.
of
Yes.
energy is the only yeah, which is always upright. Why? I already told you Linman 10% law. If 100 joule energy will be there in first tropic level, only 10% will be passed to next tropic level. So if they have 100%, 100 joule energy, herbivores will only have 10 joule of energy. Primary carnivore will only have 1%. These will only have 0.1%. So pyramid of energy will always be upright. It cannot be inverted. Okay. So
Okay,
this we
sir.
almost finished. Yeah. We almost finished the ecosystem, the most lengthy part of this environment, or we can also say kind of important part of this ecosystem. Now, let's talk about Millennium Development Goal and Sustainable Development Goals. So, Millennium Development Goals, what are Millennium Development Goals and what are Sustainable Development Goals? So, in September 2000, it actually started with around 1980s. There started industrialization. All the industries are uh, people started industrialization. They started uh, developing their nation. So in order to develop, they forgot about environment. So lots of industry, lots of carbon footprints and oxygen started decreasing. And at that time only, they discovered this chlorofluorocarbon that can be used in refrigerator in order to keep the things cold for a certain time. And because of using that chlorofluorocarbon, hydrochlorofluorocarbon, certain gases they were using, and because of use of that HFC, the ozone layer starts depleting. And once the ozone layer starts depleting, what happened? The UV rays are now directly coming to our Earth, and that was known as ozone hole. So in September of year 2000, there was a committee of 189 countries, and there they started thinking about environment, and they started the millennium development goals. Millennium development goals means we cannot stop development, we cannot stop industrialization, we cannot stop using certain things, but development should be sustainable development. What is sustainable development? First, what is sustainability? Sustainability means, for example, you are earning 50,000 a month you are earning. So what should be sustainability? Sustainability will be like you should spend, like there should be some saving for you in the future. It should not be like once after some time you should be completely bankrupt. Similarly, development should be sustainable. We all are have some resources in our earth. So development should be like these resources will be continued to the future. It's not like after some time all the resources should be finished because of excessive use of resources. So the use of resources should be sustainable, should be very careful. So in order to keep a outline for that, they started millennium development goals. So the millennium development goals in September 2000 they started, and eight goals they set. These eight goals were to be achieved by 2015, and these were known as millennium development goals. So the question will be, in September of the year 2000, the rules are declared, and these rules are set to be reached by year 2015, and these are known as millennium development goals. And 189 countries were there. These are important things, and the uh, committee was in United Nation in New York. So these eight goals are there. First one is eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Second is achieve universal primary education. Third one is promote gender equality and empower women. Fourth one is reduce child mortality. Fifth one is improve maternal health. Sixth is combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other disease. Seventh one is ensure environmental sustainability. Eighth one is develop a global partnership for development. So inside these eight goals, there were some sub goals. For example, three are inside this: one, 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 two, three, four, and five. So this you all also need to remember, like inside the eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, three sub goals were there. First is reduced by the half of the portion of people whose income is less than $1 a day. Means if in present scenario 100 people are earning less than $1 a day, so up to 2015 you should reduce those number to 50 people. Means you should reduce the poverty by 50. Next is achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all, including women and young people. Next is reduce by the half the portion of people who suffers from hunger. So these are the rules, sub goals inside first goal: eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. So there is nothing to explain in this millennium development goals. I will share the PDF today. Just try to remember all these goals. Just read these goals one by one, and try to write. So after this, after revising two or three times, these are very easy to remember. Like for example, first one is related with poverty, second one is with education, third one is related with women. Fourth one, child mortality. Fifth one, maternal health. Next one is related to disease, and seventh one is related to environment, and eighth one is related to development. So this, by this you can remember the goal which is related with poverty and hunger. It has three sub goals. That who is related with disease has three sub goals, and the goal with environment sustainability has four sub goals, and that with development has five sub goals. Just remember, just read all the goals, and in just 20 and 30-minute revision, you will remember all the goals. So it's very much important. I'm repeating again. Just try to mug up everything in this PDF. Next. So these are little hard to remember sustainable development goals. So up to 2015, the Millennium Development Goals target was there. So again, they think on September 25, 2015, 193 head of state of at the United Nations General Assembly set up a collection of 17 goals known as the Sustainable Development Goals or simply global goals. So in Millennium Development Goals, how many countries were there?
189.
Yeah, 189. And it was set to be achieved by 2015. In 2015, they declared new goals which they will be achieving by 2030. So because they will be achieving this by 2030, so it is known as Agenda 2030 also. These are known as Sustainable Development Goals, these are known as Global Goals, and these are also known as Agenda 2030 because these goals are to be achieved by year 2030 by all the countries. In your in internet, you can check how India is performing in sustainable development goals and how India performed in Millennium Development Goals that are to be achieved by 2015. What was performance of India? This all you can check. It's not that much important, but still, if you have curiosity, you can check. So these goals are 17 goals and 169 target. Like sub goals were there also in Millennium Development Goals. Here, the total sub goals are 169. So you don't need to remember these 169, but you just need to remember these 17 goals. Okay, now let's talk about this goal. First one is poverty and poverty. Second one is almost directly related to first one and hunger and improve nutrition. And for this improved nutrition, you need to promote sustainable agriculture. Third one is ensure healthy living and promote well-being for all at all ages. So it's for good health and well-being. Next is education, quality education. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So these all are goals. Just go through all the goals and revise this also 5-6 times. Try to make a mnemonic like you can try to mug up like this. For example, 13 is very much important because it is related with climate change, and all the agreement that are happening right now on climate change are following this goal only, and they are trying to achieve this goal to stop climate change. So just go through all this, and in next class I will ask all the goals and we will try to relate something in order to learn all these goals. So just go through all these goals and try to mug up. Okay. So we'll stop here. I will share the PDF. Try to mark up all the goals. In today's class, in first 10-20 minutes, we will repeat this goal again and again, again and again, so that it will be there in your brain. Okay, and then we will start the next topic of environment issues and all. So that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir,